What's going on YouTube? Is Donnie B all day on a very brisk New England morning. Oh my goodness. I have a question that needs to be answered today, and it's not who came first, the chicken or the egg, because I don't care. My question is this the best lockback Frost Cutlery has made? I don't know. We're going to find out, because when I put this thing in my hand, I'm like, holy crap, this is actually pretty nice. This thing right here, there's no like Delta Force, Zombie Slayer, there's none of that on here. It's just model FC-15GD. Foxtrot Charlie 15 Gulf Delta. That's it. Just some numbers, and I can appreciate that they didn't put a goofy name on here, because this knife is kind of cool, man. It's a spring-assisted gold titanium covered knife, and normally whenever I see a knife that's rainbow colored, I'm talking the steel, everything, gold colored, anything weird like that, it kind of automatically takes me to this place in my head where I'm like, no, it's just not going to be the one. This guy right here is pretty cool, man. I'll tell you what, I haven't done anything to test this thing yet, so I don't know if it's going to hold up through shock, or I don't know if it's going to hold an edge, or this, that, or the other thing, whatever those are. I just know that in the hand, holding this knife, you feel like you're holding a knife. It's sturdy, it's robust, it's solid, it's really, really solid. It's all steel. It does have these thumb studs, which are kind of, you don't really use, because this guy right here is all the thumb stud you need. But man, so far I like it. It's got a nice little swedge on there that's really attractive, and it goes to the first grind right here. So you see this nice grind, and it feels like a, I can't tell if it's a hollow grind or a saber grind. It feels like a hollow grind, right? And then this swedge right here comes right up to where that grind starts. Instead, it's the tip, which is kind of unique. It's got this really cool little shape to it. And I actually like that. It does have a deep pocket clip, and the pocket clip is nice and tight. It's not all over the place. It is a frame lock, and even though the frame isn't insanely thick where the lock is, it still works out pretty well. It's pretty nice to use. Has a lanyard hole. I can't find so far one bad thing to say about this knife. So far, of course, I haven't used it yet, but I am not unimpressed. And you know, when you get the bundle of knives from Frost that are the kind that are just made, you know, they're gonna give you a lot of 12 of them and they're the kind that you throw in the store for $5 or whatever. They're not going to be that great. And then you come across a gem, and hopefully this is going to be a gem, because I don't want to be wrong on this one. I want to like it. It's really, really cool. I even like the finger groove right there at the liner lock, where the liner lock, where you pull, you got a little jimped part right there, and it's not even true jimping. It's just like, I want to call it a lazy jimp, because it's just part way there, but it's right. It's right. It's comfortable. And as a lefty, it fits my finger perfect. As a righty, it fits the other side of the finger perfect. So it's kind of, even though it's not so much to say ambidextrous, but it kind of is, because it's cut out on this side a little, and then on this side it's formed more, but it really, really fits the hand nice on either side. And I have to say, I do appreciate it. It is stainless steel, all right, and it's got a nice shape. I like it. I like the shape. It's a small blade, but it gets the job done size. I think it's 4 1/4 closed with a 3-inch blade. So you know, it's pocket knife size, and I don't know. We need to test this thing. Let's see how the edge is. Let's see. Holy smokes. Holy smoky mountain. So, I don't know. You guys are going to be able to pick this. Yeah, you guys are going to be able to pick this up. This is the most shave sharp, out of the box Frost Cutlery folder I've ever used brand new, just the way it comes. I've never seen one that, I mean, this was literally all the way down bald spot maker. I mean, look how smooth that is. That's pure shaven right there. What? So, so far so good. So far so great, actually. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to be able to say it's comfortable, it feels well, it's solid, it snaps open, it's easy to close, and it's freaking sharp. Gosh, I like that so far. So let's get to testing this thing. All right, I have some pretty good high hopes for this knife. So rather than using one of the thinner plastic bottles, I actually brought out a Smart Water bottle because it's thicker. And what that's going to do, it's going to test not just the edge, but the strength of this knife. Since this is going to be a lot harder hitting than it would those Poland Spring bottles I usually use, it's going to impact the joint more. And if it's going to be a weak knife, which I'm hoping it's not because I like it, it'll show in this test right here. So let's see what kind of swing we can get going here. That was smooth as shite. So I know it's hard to tell. This thing is so fine and so sharp that it resealed itself because there's no chunks. If this knife wasn't sharp, what would happen is it would hit the plastic and it would make a jagged cut. Water would be coming out all over the place, like if I do this. This cut is so fine, and it goes exactly where I hit it, from here all the way to here. You can actually see that line, and that thing is cut so smooth. I wonder if I could hit the other side of it. And the only reason it didn't cut all the way through, people might be thinking, oh, why didn't it separate? Is because I hit it at the center of the bottle, not by choice. I wanted to go as far as I could, but that's why. So let's try and see if I can't hit that line again. I went right above it, but you can see that line. Look at that. This thing is awesome. Am I in there? So look at this. Look at that. I have to say, Frost Cutlery, woo, so far, winner, winner, chicken dinner on his edge. Man, this is sweet. This is a sweet little edge. I am digging the product so far, but let's go test it some more. All right, so here we are at the stump. So what I want to do is I'm going to give it 4 feet drops straight down, and that's going to tell us how good the balance is. Woo, it's stuck. And that slipped out of my hand because it's still wet. I should probably dry it off a little bit, but you know, I am kind of helmety. So let's see, here we go. There we go. Even better. Even better. So it drops nice and straight. I want to give it a couple of downward throws with a little bit of power. And if anything's going to loosen, it's going to loosen from impact. Let's see. Holy mackerel, that's in there pretty good. This is a good way to test also if this coating is going to stay on there. Oh, man, the only reason that this isn't lifting up is because it's frozen to the ground. Look, it's frozen. Normally, that thing would be moving all over the place. So I have to say, so far, the coating is still there. You can hear the blade hitting. Now let's see. Let's see. There isn't a single bit of looseness. There isn't a single problem unlocking. There isn't a single problem opening. So far, Frost Cutlery has done the job. All right, so I told you it's sharp. Let's see if we can't prove it a little bit more here. All right, that was pretty easy. That's pretty easy. Let's see if we can't double up. I don't know if I gave myself enough room to hold on to it, but it doesn't matter because this thing is so sharp. All right, we got some vacuum cleaner hose. So let's see. Let's see if the old Frost Cutlery blade is, oh my gosh. It went through like I was cutting warm butter with a spoon. All right, so look at this. Look at this, guys. Boop. Boop. I'm just pressing down, not wiggling, not wobbling. Just pressing down. So Frost Cutlery has made us a really sharp gold colored knife that is solid, and I appreciate it so far. Let's see. Let's go over to the. I have 2 trees that fell down in the yard. If you haven't been paying attention, and let's go and see if we can't take off one of them branches, and then see what we can do with it. Come on now. All right. Luckily, I still have a bunch of branches that are cut down from when I did my best extra large buoy choppers. Check out that video. Things came out pretty good because I chopped down a bunch of buoys. But let's see if we can't just clear some of these little frozen sticks here. Look at that. I'll tell you what, it's too light to be a chopper, but that's not breaking off. Those are cutting through. That's pretty nice. Gosh, I hate this weather. So look at that. Look at that. Guys, look at that. I know they're not gigantic branches, but that's slicing all the way through. So now let's see here. If I need to get through this guy, and all I have is this little knife right here, and I need to break off a piece of wood, I'm just going to keep turning it and keep putting a bunch of little scars in it, and until I get to a point where I can hit it the other direction. So let's do that now. Look at that. Look at that. Is it a chopper? It's not supposed to be. It's a lockback, and it's a small lockback. But look at this. This is called technique, boys and girls. Technique. Technique. Come down. Spin the stick in circles. Remember, if you don't have a chopping knife, this is how you chop. Short, quick, little hits, so you're not wasting too much energy, and then just hit it in the other direction. And look at that, on this frozen piece of wood. This little knife right here, Frost Cutlery, is chopping right through it. Man, I have to say that I was not expecting this thing to be able to handle the way this thing just did. Oh my God! All right, so now we have that there. My hand is frozen and sappy. Let's see if we can't cucumber this bad guy. Oh my goodness, this thing is shaving. I'm telling you, this knife is performing like an expensive knife. It's performing like something that you bought this for $50 somewhere in there. That's the kind of knife that I'm holding in my hand, and that's not what it is. It's just performing that way. This thing is crazy. All right, so let's get you nice and close here. Oh yeah, this frozen wood. Oh, I just lost them all. You see what was happening too? It was nice. It was nice. All right, let's go short. Let's just go short. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. I'm not going to do this forever, guys, because I know that would be boring to watch. But if I kept going in a circle and then went from another point, you understand what we would end up with. We would end up with multiple layers of goodness. And we could literally do that all the way down and make one nice stick for fire starting. Let's test the notching on a nice frozen piece of wood here. Man, this knife is... I can't believe it performs the way it does. Look at this. Look at that notch right there, right? Let's turn it into an old Lincoln log notch. We got the old square notch going here. So, this knife is so far fantastic. And for you guys who are new to my channel, you're thinking, why is he out there in the cold testing a knife with no gloves on? If my theory is that if I test, that's beautiful. If I test a knife with gloves on, then I'm showing you a knife kind of improperly, because I'm showing, I could say, oh, it's comfortable, there's no hot spots, it's this, it's that, it's not. But that's with my glove on. You're not going to have the same gloves, and you might not have a glove when you use your knife. So the only way to give it an actual honest review is to put it in your hand, hot weather, cold weather, it doesn't matter, to put it in your hand and see how it's going to go, because you're not always going to have a glove. There's no guarantee that there's always going to be a glove. If you have a knife and you don't have a glove, you're not going to not use it until you get gloves. If especially in survival situations, you're not going to say, well, hold on, I'll wait. No, you're going to need to use it. So you need to know how it feels, you know, mano a mano, skin against skin. That's it. So that's why I do that. So far in the cold, I'm able to use this thing without wanting to cry a lot. A little I do, but a lot I don't. And so far, let's see, even after chopping, there's no wobbling, no weak spots. Let's see, I got enough sap on there to get it to stick to me like a spoon on the nose. Nah. But there is something I want to do with this guy. I got to find myself a good spot, and then we'll get on to it. Hold on. All right. This right here, I guarantee you, Mr. Jim Frost woke up in the morning and didn't say, well, I bet somebody's going to baton with one of my little lockbacks today. My little gold lockbacks. Guarantee you, he didn't wake up thinking that, but we're going to do it. I just hit myself in the frozen finger. All right, so far, so good. I could have used a smaller baton and more control, but this is what I grabbed. So let's see. This is really gonna, batoning is a good way to test to see if the edge is gonna warp, you know, and I'll tell you, this is nice. This is nice. This knife right here was done really well. I don't know who designed this knife, but they did a really good job of making sure that this is going to be a sturdy little blade. For all the knocks that Frost knives have taken over the years, especially with their folders, because I know I have a couple of Frost fixed blades that are fantastic, but they've taken a lot of knocks. It's because not all of their knives are this one. If all of their knives were done like this, there's a really cool glare that goes all the way across. And I don't know if it's going to pick up when you guys see it, but it's pretty badass. But all the knocks that they take on Squirrel, this guy right here, if they made every knife this quality, this company would be one of the most recommended knife companies out there. Great prices, and something like this, it'd be great. There it goes. It was the sun. Great prices to go with great knives. This thing right here is a fantastic knife. I am loving it. But there's only one thing left to do, so let's go do it. All right, let's give this thing a throw. Nothing tests how good a lockback is, especially like the throw, because if I miss, that's generally where you're going to get a ton of loosening and a bunch of bad spots, cracks and things like that. However, if you make it, maybe that means the knife is a pretty good little thrower. So let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. First throw is a miss. So that's a good chance to look at it, and holy crap, this thing is still solid. That was a bad throw. A really bad throw. That wasn't. I just needed to get it in there. I needed to get the feel for it, because I don't miss a lot. The only thing I miss on is, why am I wearing flip-flops when it's freaking 15 degrees, whatever it is out here, man? That thing went in there pretty good. Let's clean that tip off here. Let's try to get some of that sap off. That's one thing the dirt is good for, guys. You can give it a temporary clean. Now it just looks like little poo spots on the end of there. But I gotta say, pretty sweet. Let's go talk about it. And here we have it. So now the question is the Frost Cutlery FC, which is Frost Cutlery, FC-15GD, which probably stands for good, is this the single best lockback Frost Cutlery makes? And I will tell you what, in my opinion, so far from what I've used, and I've used a bunch and I still have a bunch to go through, so far this is without a doubt my favorite Frost Cutlery lockback. And what's crazy about that, as soon as I saw that it was going to be a gold knife, I played it down. I thought to myself, nope, not going to like it. This is probably going to suck. Then I used it, and this thing impressed the hell out of me. It is a very, very good lockback. Completely love it. This is going to be one that I add to my EDC collection. And it's going to be added there because it belongs there. This knife right here was a joy to use. I mean, a 3-inch folding knife that chops. Who'da thunk it? I gotta say, man, if you guys are up there on eBay, or you're going through some Smoky Mountain sites, and you look down and you see that FC-15GD, buy this little knife, because I guarantee you it's going to be sub 20. You know what I mean? It's going to be under 20 bucks. And this thing is so worth the money. It is awesome. I love it. Good little blade. Frost Cutlery, you've done me well today. Thank you all. So, greetings from cold ass Massachusetts. And y'all take care. I'm Donnie B all day. Until next knife.